Finding clarity in chaos through Stoic practices. In the tumultuous years of the late Roman Republic, Senator Marcus Aurelius Cato found himself at the center of a political maelstrom. The year was 63 BC, and the very foundations of Rome trembled under the weight of conspiracy and corruption. Cato, a devoted student of Stoic philosophy, had long been known for his unwavering integrity and commitment to virtue. As he strode through the Forum Romanum, his simple woolen toga, a stark contrast to the ostentatious silk, adorned senators around him, he contemplated the grave news he had just received. Lucius Sergius Catilina, a man of patrician birth but questionable character, was plotting to overthrow the Republic. Cato had uncovered evidence of this conspiracy, but many of his fellow senators, either through fear or complicity, refused to act. As he approached the Senate House, Cato paused, closing his eyes and taking a deep breath. He recalled the words of Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism. Man conquers the world by conquering himself. In this moment of crisis, Cato knew he must embody the Stoic virtues he had long studied. First, he considered the dichotomy of control, the conspiracy itself, the reactions of his fellow senators. The ultimate fate of Rome, these were beyond his control. But his own actions, his words, his adherence to principle, these he could govern. Next, Cato engaged in a brief exercise of negative visualization. What was the worst that could happen? He could be ridiculed, ostracized, even killed. Yet, was not a life lived in cowardice and betrayal of one's principles a fate worse than death? This reflection steeled his resolve. As he entered the Senate, the cacophony of arguing voices washed over him. Cato took a moment to practice the view from above. In the grand tapestry of history, in the vastness of the cosmos, this moment was but a thread. Yet, it was his thread to weave, and he would do so with all the virtue he could muster. With measured steps, Cato approached the center of the chamber. The room fell silent as he began to speak, his voice calm yet resonant with conviction. Senators of Rome, he began, I stand before you today not as a bearer of easy tidings or comfortable lies, but as a guardian of truth, however unpalatable it may be. For the next hour, Cato laid out the evidence of Catiline's conspiracy, calling upon his fellow senators to set aside their fears and personal interests for the good of the Republic. He appealed not to their ambition or greed, but to their sense of duty and virtue. As he spoke, Cato embodied the four cardinal virtues of Stoicism. 1. Wisdom, in his clear-eyed assessment of the threat and its implications. 2. Justice, in his unwavering commitment to truth and the welfare of Rome. 3. Courage, in his willingness to stand alone if necessary in defense of the Republic. 4. Temperance, in his measured words and actions, never giving in to anger or despair. When Cato finished speaking, a heavy silence hung over the Senate. Then, gradually, voices of support began to rise. Inspired by Cato's moral courage, senators who had been wavering found their own resolve. In the days that followed, Cato's warning would prove instrumental in unraveling Catiline's conspiracy, saving the Republic from internal collapse. Though many challenges still lay ahead for Rome, Cato's Stoic stand had turned the tide at a critical moment. Years later, Cato would reflect on that pivotal day. He had not sought glory or fame, but simply to do what was right. In staying true to his principles and the Stoic philosophy that guided him, he had found clarity in chaos and strength in virtue. The lesson of Cato's stand would echo through the ages, that even in the darkest of times, those who remain steadfast in their principles can become beacons of hope, illuminating the path forward for others to follow.